What's up, everybody? Good to be back for another stream, the last stream before the next calling. Super excited to go to calling Dallas. And yeah, looking forward to seeing everybody. And yeah, what do we have on the docket for today? We're going to talk about, obviously, calling Taipei. That is a big thing there that happened. We're going to talk about kind of what the top 8 shook out to be and kind of like things to account for, right? I think it's very important to consider a lot of data points and factor everything in, and kind of like how that could or could not translate to what we will see in Dallas, because it's very important to factor in a lot of that stuff. And just a tip, it's going to be a lot about like OG Dash stuff and how like that region really likes their Rhinar, and it kind of suppressed a lot of the dashes. There was a lot of dashes that bubbled out of top 8. So I heard. So that is, there's a lot of data points like that we have to consider before we just say, oh, that's exactly what's going to happen at our calling in Dallas. It just doesn't translate like that. Also going to be discussing like ProQuest, what to expect, stuff like, any ideas on like what to expect. Also going to be going over, really want to answer a lot of questions in chat. If anybody has anything, just kind of, the stream's probably not going to go for too long. I barely made it, to be honest with you. Josh and I just got done recording something for LSS. Super excited about that when that finally gets released. But I like got back to my house at like literally 25 minutes ago, and was able to hop on and get everything. I had like set up all my equipment and stuff, like my mic and webcam. We took all that over there to help record that. So we barely made it, but we're here. So probably not going to be too long. We might close out with some gameplay, but I really just wanted to chat, like answer questions, discuss stuff. I'm game for anything, but until the questions start rolling in, I'm going to just kind of give my thoughts on the calling Taipei and kind of give my analysis, the way that I'm trying to approach it, and go from there. So let's go ahead and get started. So this is the recap article. Obviously, I'm sure a lot of you have probably seen that. And who's the best deck post Lexi, and why is it Iyslander? Austin, you could be right, to be honest with you. I think people will have to come up with a lot of hate, but we'll talk about that after for sure. We'll get to it. We'll go like in depth on why that could be correct or could not be. So obviously the story about the calling is Azalea 1, right? That's huge. Congratulations to Justin. Everybody's seen the video. Couldn't be a more deserving person for that win for sure. Also, Nick did really good getting second. Congratulations to him. And Alan got top 4. Nova killing it, got top 8 as well. A lot of good player, and Brody, of course, doing his usual thing, making top 8, right? So what we had was 3 Lexis, a Bravo, a Rhinar, and Azuri, a Dromite, and Azalea, right? That was the top 8. So it is, we assume there are going to be a fair amount of Lexi, right? 3 of them is to be expected, right? She's kind of like the deck that's dominating. And we had I wish I had a picture of the bracket, because it was, if you looked at the bracket, it was very interesting. It had Dromai versus Lexi, then it had Azuri versus Lexi in the bottom half of the bracket. That was the bracket that Nick Butcher was in. And he did the early tumble tie on Brody and kind of knocked him out. and then kind of had a free ride into the finals off of Missouri, right? So Lexi did not make it to the finals, but a lot of it was because the bracket was literally like made against her, basically. Her one favorable matchup in that top 8 was probably the Reinar, and guess what the Reinar played? Azalea. So in the first match of the top 8. So the Azalea beat the Reinar, and then the Azalea beat one of the Lexis, which I would consider to be an unfavorable matchup for Lexi. And that's how we got a Azalea and Dromai finals, which is very interesting. It was just romping on people until the last match. No, it was a great event to watch. And Sam, oh man, Sam did an awesome job on commentary. He killed it. He absolutely killed it on the commentary. Always love watching Sam. He's the GOAT. What's up, Zachary? Good to see you. So that's kind of why am I bringing this up? I think it's important to realize, Lexi did not do well in that top 8 because the way that the bracket was cut out was very not conducive for is there the live, trying to see if I can find the top 8. Maybe it's in the articles, but we just go to calling topic blog. Here we go. Bam. Okay, so this is the top 8, and this is what I was explaining earlier. Make it as big as I can for everybody. So this is what I was talking about, right? See, okay, so this was like the only favorable match that I would say Lexi had. This whole top 8, right? This is a bad matchup, so this is why the Azalea continued there. I would say that this is probably a 50-50, maybe, right here, and she just, we saw that Nick just tumble-tied Brody on turn 2 at 40 life, and there was just no way that Brody could win that game. This is unfavorable for Lexi, so Lexi lost, right? But if Alexi's here and the Bravo beats the Azalea, we have a whole different situation, right? So this top 8 bracket really, really was not good for Lexi. And that's a very important thing to establish. Because what I don't want people to do is go into their ProQuest season or go to Calling Dallas and be like, oh yeah, everybody solved how to beat Lexi. Lexi's no longer a problem. That is just not the case. I'm 100% sure of that. And, am I saying she can't be beat? Obviously not, right? She did. But I just don't want people to say, oh, the reign of Lexi is over. There's nothing to worry about here. There will be a lot of Lexi in Dallas. There will be a lot of Lexi in your ProQuest. And you need to plan accordingly. This is not a... don't take this for what it's worth and analyze it appropriately is the point I really want to get across. So that's the first thing that I really wanted to point out, right? This is just hilarious. I don't even know how to approach this. So what makes this even funnier was the first so it was sealed into the top 8, and then the top 8 was a draft for the Battle Hardened, and the top 8 was all Tekla literally every single person played Tekla and sealed, and then we go to the draft and there was 5 Tekla 3 max, and not a single dash. Now we can't sit there and say, oh, this is how it is. I would be willing to bet that this was the first draft half these people probably did. I would bet on that. I would bet on that. Just a curious question to the locals: is Fort Worth the same as Dallas? Yeah, Dallas Fort Worth is like the same area. Yep. Vera. Vera loves this format. He's a huge fan. So like on the surface, this is not a very good look. However, like I said, just because the set just came out, this is probably a lot, especially because of the whole draft fab thing. This is probably a lot of these people's first actual draft. Shout out to Mortal here. Mortal was the person who, if it wasn't for Mortal, I never would have picked up Channel Mount Heroic Briar. When I first started playing Briar, I was on the whole Ball Lightning variant, or Cheerios Briar, whatever you want to call it. And I was doing some testing with Mortal, a very, very good player. And he was playing this Channel Mount Heroic kind of like Earth variant. I was like, that's the neatest thing on the planet. And that's what got me to take that to my very first nationals and all that. So shout out to Mortal. Very, very good player. So yeah, that's kind of the recap on Taipei. Amazing coverage. Sam killed it. Looked like it was a very fun event. We had somebody told me that there was a lot of Dash players that bubbled out, mainly due to the people loving people love Reinar. And Reinar is a very rough matchup for Dash. Obviously, because of there's multiple ways to destroy items, and then also the fact of Intimidate makes it where you can't block with what you want to block with, which defeats the purpose of being a mid-range. Defeats the purpose of being a mid-range deck. Let me get caught up on chat. Dash has been a mistake right here. It has some gross lines in. Yeah, I agree. Like, that's why I'm saying that it was probably a lot of the people's first draft. No problem. And Dash is almost impossible to make work in draft. It kind of suffers from the Levia problem in Monarch draft. Levia is a perfectly fine thing to draft in Monarch, so I don't understand that comparison. Obviously, like Levia, it doesn't support two. You can be a 1 of 2 Levia and be okay, but if you're a 1 of 1 Levia, like, you can easily 3-0 a pod. What I think it is I think it's the Levia kind of situation where nobody wants to risk it on that hero. Like, everybody stayed away when they first started practicing Monarch draft, but then they were like, wait a second, the hero is actually pretty good. And then, people were like, this is a solid hero to draft. And they started drafting it. So, if that's what you meant, then I 100% agree. Zachary, I don't have any intentions on exactly what I'm talking about specifically. I'm down to answer any questions, discuss anything, just throw it in chat. I would love to just chat. I mean, I don't have anything like laid out specifically. But the stuff like ProQuest season, yes, we're going to be talking a little bit about draft. The problem is I don't have too much experience in drafting this format because of Draft Fab. I've been really busy, not being able to go to a physical location to physically draft. However, I have some thoughts I would love to share and then also discuss things. Calling Taipei by Sam and Newsom was awesome. Absolutely. Huge congrats to Justin. Well earned. Levia problem Levia, sorry. If it if we're gonna be proper, where everyone else wants their good cards like Boom Grenade over. Yeah, exactly, exactly. You can't support a lot of dashes, definitely, but like there's no way you can't be a 1 of 1 dash IO and win a pod. Like no shot, no shot. Uh-oh, Dark Odious going against the grain like always. Dash is literally the best deck in the draft. I see the argument. I'm not in any way saying I disagree with Noah in any shape, form, or fashion. I actually kind of might agree. I just don't know what it looks like in the form of draft. But if you prioritize certain items, like the overload script and the polarity and the penetration script as well, like those cards in draft, they have to be really good. Now, maybe you need a combination of those to be like incredibly viable, but you know, it is what it is. Let's see. Let me answer some more questions. Brad, thanks for the better answer. I haven't been to Dallas too many times. I just thought they were all the same thing. But yeah, thank you for being more specific. What do you guys think about Teklo Vossen for CC? Well, I think that I'm going to be honest with you. It was the whole reason I brought on Peter onto the stream, right? I made my tier list and I said that he was the worst new hero from the set. That was my prediction. Peter said he thinks the opposite. He said that he thought Tekla Vossen was the best of the three. Yet we haven't had enough time to prove which one's correct and which one's not. But out of all the battle hardens and callings we've had, I think there might have been, 2 Tekla Vossens registered between all events. I don't know. I don't know about you. There's been a decent amount of... we saw a Dash IO mirror match, right? And then Max isn't bad. He just has a problem where he has to prove that he's better. He's better than just OG Dash, right? That's kind of his problem. I think Dash IO is the best sleeper. I agree. That I put her the highest on my tier list because I think she has the most unseen potential. I think Tekla Vossen is just it's very neat. Like the way the Evos work and everything it's like really a really well designed hero. It's just not very powerful given the cards. Now that could have something to do with Singularity. They had to watch what they were doing as far as that. But it's just an underpowered hero. I don't know. She's got so much depth though. A lot of tinkering needed. Absolutely. Not surprised about OG Dash underperforming. She got few side. Not surprised about Dash underperforming. That's interesting. She did get a few side grades. Twin Drive was a huge. I think it was a strict upgrade. And then Red Backup Protocol, I think it was really good. I think you can do some pretty gross stuff, recurring. Some of the stuff that you may have boosted away. Yep, Dash IO has very similar things to do with Dash, where she kind of has to prove herself to be better than Dash. But we can all see how LSS is basically trying to temper down the hero power level. I'll put it in case anybody didn't see it. I put an abacus in the background just to, you know, just to make a point. I do 100% agree with what Peter said. Lexi is a lot of. That's why during my tier list I said that I'm placing things where they are. But once Lexi leaves the format, it just all changes. It all changes because like decks can just actually breathe. I don't know how else to say it. Lexi literally makes it where no deck can breathe in the format. Even Fi, right? Like Fi can, you know, he puts on a lot of consistent pressure, but like you can manage it. It's not like on hits for days and stuff like that. And like Fi can have an off turn, whereas Lexi, like she can not draw a blue, but like even that she can half the time do pretty decent. But I do 100% agree with Peter that we'll see the mechs actually do something, the new mechs anyway, once Lexi leaves. 100%. Or yeah, I'm sorry. Protocol is from Graveyard. You're correct. You are correct. It still allows for like double max velocities and just some crazy stuff if you can set it up. Or maybe not even like, you definitely can. I've seen it happen. But what you can also do is like just get certain cards that you need at that moment in time. If it's an aggro match, you can get your pulse wave back and rip a card from hand and kind of disrupt. You have a lot of options there. Okay, Austin. Okay, once again, when Lexi leaves, Icelander's best deck. Okay, let's talk about that for a second. Let's talk about Austin's point. So when Lexi leaves the format, we have a situation where you immediately think of like, I kind of envision a triangle between Fi, Dromai, and Icelander is kind of the, and then Bravo is also a really good pick as well. So maybe not a triangle, maybe a square format. I don't know if that's even a thing. And if you look at that matchup spread, like if those are the top three decks, right? Fi, Dromai, and Bravo. If you were, and then Icelander is the fourth. If you were to pick any one of those heroes, Icelander is the best one to pick, right? Because Icelander is historically good into Bravo. It's historically good into Fi, and it's at least like a 50-50 into Dromai, right? Whereas, let's look at Dromai. Dromai is approximately a 50-50 into Bravo. It's a 50-50 into Icelander. And I'm approximating here. I know a lot of people are going to disagree. I'm just saying it's general, right? And then Fi, it just gets dunked on, right? So you're 50-50 into those two, maybe slightly favored in those two, and then you really lose the other one. And then Bravo loses probably to Fi, loses to Icelander, and then can't compete with Dromai. Not you talking about Dromai matchups again. Look, Dark Odious, I'm going to prove the math wrong this weekend. We'll put it that way, okay? I'm going to show them how favored everything is to Dromai this weekend. How about that? Update for everybody. If, in case you were wondering, I'm like 90% locked in Dromai for Dallas. I'm going to bring Lexi with me in my backpack, but I don't plan on using it unless, you know, somebody talks me out of it last second or whatever. I have zero confidence. That's more than I thought you would have. He's gonna make the 50-50s, 30-70s. Oh man. Evan, what's up, man? What is up, Evan? Congrats on the battle hardened win. I love to see it. I love to see it. Let me see. I think I missed some up here. Still doubtful about the Dromai matchup. Absolutely with Dash. I agree. Lexi isn't the only gatekeeper. Yeah. Dromai is a gatekeeper for a lot of classes, but Dromai is a lot more targetable, whereas Lexi just isn't, right? That's kind of the main thing. So if Dromai ever becomes oppressive, she actually gets worse because she's very easy to just, hate out of the format. If I Dromai Bravo is the meta, I'd play Iceland. Exactly. That's exactly what I was trying to. The point I was trying to convey. I feel like this was said about the old men as well. Yep. Ice is just good. I don't think we need to be a scientist to know that, right? Like, that's pretty common knowledge at this point. Like, Ice is just good. A game that fans gonna lose to Riptide. That's not true, Noah. Riptide has to show up to lose to it. I tell you what, though, Noah, if I get top 8 at calling with Dromai, you have to come on stream and say that I'm a better Dromai player than you are. Deal? OG Dash has usually had favorable conditions versus Icelander. Absolutely. So we couldn't dash either OJ. Yeah, Dash could shake that up, right? Dash historically is good into Bravo, good into Icelander, bad into Dromai, and kind of depending on what tech the 5 player has, either slightly underfavored or 50-50. It's an American calling. Anything can happen. But we're getting invaded by Canadians. So what does it mean? Is it softer because it's located in America? Is that what you're saying? And also, I didn't see anything here that disagrees with my statement. If I get top 8 with Dromai, you got to come on stream and say I'm better than you, right? Making frost bites is good. No way. Who would have known? Who would have known? In a best region, we have the most events, Peter. I'm saying I don't count. Okay. That's a cop out. But that's okay. It depends on North America being the best region. Kind of, you have if it's on a per capita basis, I think that North America is probably one of the weakest. But if you're just counting like the top, right? We just have a lot of events, so we have a lot of those players make those events and perform really well and stuff like that. But we also have we need people from other regions doing what Brody and Michael are doing, just going to other events and like just crushing it. We need people to do that to be like to really solidify, right? Valid terms and conditions, I think. I'm glad you agree, Evan. I can't do the same with Lexi, though. Even if I top 8 of the calling, Evan, I wouldn't be better than you. I couldn't offer you the same deal. I'd be very surprised if NA didn't win Worlds again and be half of the top 8. Yeah, but aren't we like half of the player base? So isn't that like statistically like what's supposed to happen? Comparing how many events. I mean, it's not really. I mean, anything's possible. I don't know people's personal lives or whatever, but like, you know, I guess, you know, factually incorrect. Oh, that's an inside joke. Factually incorrect. That's factually incorrect. Pharaoh, don't make me break out the abacus up there. Don't make me. Don't make me. We'll do the math. Oh, God. That was the funniest thing. I tell you what, Vero. Do we want to do a... I'm thinking, Vero. If it's worth it to do a state of fab discussion. I'm waiting in the Discord channel for a segment. Depends on what everybody's feeling like. I'd be down for it though. Excited for everyone to come to SoCal. Oh yeah, I haven't even mentioned the Pro Tour. Pro Tour got announced. I'm sure everybody knows we're going to LA, right? And I'm not the biggest fan of LA, but like, you know, it's not the worst. Somebody said so somebody in our chat was like, "Oh yeah, we're going to Louisiana for for the Pro Tour." I was like, "No shot. No shot. LSS has to do better than Louisiana Pro Tour." I mean, there is New Orleans. Like that would be an okay pick, but I don't think it would be. But it is a city. We'll put it that way. It is a city. So Vegas is better than LA. I agree with that statement. I do agree. Also, I have a question for everybody in chat. Please answer. I need like as many data points as possible. Okay, so everybody in chat. Compared to last year, did you get more or less ProQuest in your event for this season than last year? Let me know in chat. And if you can, like, give a like, say by like how much, like half as much, a fourth less, or something like that. I'm very interested to see if everybody is getting more events, more ProQuest events in their local area or less. Really interested. Please post it in chat and let me know. I really want the data point of like people having less or more or whatever the case may be. So far we got a whole same 2, then 2. Okay. Less by triple. Less, but we get a call in a battle hardened. Sure. 4 weeks of ProQuest, but not as many stores. Okay. Yep, less. So everybody's saying yes. Does anybody have more ProQuest? 4 last year, 3 this year. Roughly the same, maybe 1 more event. Okay. So there's 1 maybe more. Less by 1. So I have a total of 7 within driving distance. Okay. More but spread over in distance. That's probably fine, right? They're probably just doing that to placate to more people. That's perfectly fine. I would say it's about the same. 6 in Florida. Evan, are you like Central Florida? Where you can like hit Tampa, Orlando, even go as high as Jacksonville? You get Tampa, Miami, Orlando, and Jax. About twice as many ProQuest as last season. Really? You have about twice as many. Justin, if you don't mind me asking, where are you from? I'm curious to know if you have twice as many ProQuests as last season. That's awesome. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Awesome, Evan. My wife's a big Disney person, so we go to Orlando too many times a year. Too many times. The same for Dark Ocean, but that's in Canada. We don't care. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's like the same, eh? I don't know. We have like 4 all on the same day. Okay. That's a good point, Inertia. That is miscommunication between your LGSs. If your LGSs hate each other enough to not communicate and schedule stuff on different days, that's like all the LGSs just like hating each other. Huge miscommunication. You there's 2 in Vegas, but there's about 20 to 30 ProQuest if you're willing to drive 4 to 6 hours. In Cali, Utah, Arizona. Bro, Peter, that is actually insane. You can go to 30 ProQuest within a 4-hour drive? 5-hour drive? 6-hour drive? In Alabama? Driving 5 hours in any direction, I can go to about 7. Because I'm going to half of them. Almost all of them, probably. There's about 30 Cracker Barrels, but only 7 ProQuest. It's actually insane. I guess that's what happens when people actually live in your state. Michigan. Okay, Michigan is having a lot more ProQuest. That's awesome. That's awesome. I have like 2 like 15 minutes away from my house and then 6 within 2 hours. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Peter, see me not listening. Don't see that often. Rare on point call partner. That's your one for the year. That's your one for the year. Yeah, but how many could you play? Yeah, you can only play 6, right? Because ProQuest season's 3 weeks. You can only play one every Saturday and Sunday. I guess theoretically, Jeff up in like the Pittsburgh area said that one store did an RTN on a Wednesday. I thought that was the most insane thing I've ever heard. But apparently stores do that. So how is Vegas so light on ProQuest? Chris and Tyler are going to scoop them all up. It's easy. Just slash their tire. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Chris and Tyler are great people. We like Chris and Tyler. You can play 3 ProQuest. I'm doing 4 plus Dallas. I would do 5, but I have to go to Dallas. I don't have to do anything, but it had a 16-person limit on a Wednesday. I'm so happy for Pinky Nathan gets the topic. Oh man. Welcome, Justin. Good to see you, man. LA to Vegas is like 4 or 5 hours depending on traffic. There's 20. Yep, that's insane. Michigan is popping off. Our scene is very strong. Load pencil. You're going to Dallas, Justin? Are you playing Kano? The 16-person. Seriously though, like Vera, like a lot of places, if you don't register, So Hong Kong, every season is like this. They're all on like this WhatsApp group. Basically, this is what I've been told. They're all on like a WhatsApp group, and the LGS owners literally give a they like announce it, and literally within like 90 seconds every spot is always filled up within literally 90 seconds. The Hong Kong players call it literally round one or round zero. And yeah, it's insane. I mean, the area is so dense, right? Um, really high population of players, not a lot of events, and event space in Hong Kong is at a premium. So obviously, there is that. I know you were like messing around with Lexi a little bit. That's why I had to ask. I assumed you're on Kano, but you gotta ask. You gotta ask. Only like 30 people play Fab in Vegas. But it's big names. Yep. Okay, so generally it seemed like chat, for the most part, people were getting less ProQuest. Okay? Some people were getting about the same, and only like one or two people said they were getting more. So I don't know what that means as far as like. We can't say that there's going to be less ProQuest seasons, right? Because they could be redistribute throughout other places in the world, right? The US is not as much as we think it is sometimes, it's not the only place on the planet, right? And so take it as an example, right? Japan has just like brought on the game, they're just getting into it. Like they probably have added probably like 20 something ProQuest in Japan, right? And I don't know how LSS does it, whether can they just add 20 on the top and be cool with it, or do they need to manage slots at the Pro Tour and manage invitations in that type of way? And so maybe that's where the give and take is like the game is expanding over the world, so they're giving out less events in the US. I could be completely wrong on that. It could just be people are not showing up, and it could be anything. I don't know. I don't know. In a way, having multiple ProQuests on the same day is kind of it does split it up. It makes for softer events, but you got one shot and you got to win it, so it's a lot of pressure. A nurse should just go to the one Noah goes to. It'll be easy. Easy ride to first place. Yeah, Pro Tours are very US centralized. Yep. If I could start a ProQuest 10 a.m. and play, that'd be the dream. That'd be the dream. Hope you're not playing Dory. We saw how that matchup plays out. Oh man. 5 ProQuests within a 1-hour drive. That's pretty good. Hell yeah. What do you mean, Justin? Just go to Nathan's and he's a free win. I won 2 in one weekend last time. What do you mean? Saturday, same time as. Based on player base, 50% of Pro Tours should be in the US. Isn't there a map? Let's see what it looks like. Obviously, this is like. Does anybody know how many event total there is? Is it in the article? Is it in the article? Looking for a number of some sorts. With more than 400. So we'll say, we'll give them some, like 430. Okay. 430. And here we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm not going to count all these, but we can say that that is not half. That is not half. That's probably 100, if I had to guess. If there's anybody that wants it, maybe slightly more than 100. Maybe like 100. If I was guessing how many jelly beans are in the jar here, I would say like 130, 140 out of 430. So we're just above a quarter. We're at about 30% of yeah, about 30% of the total ProQuest are in the US. Just a guess, though. Europe's got a lot, too. This region's go. Yep, there goes Japan. Kicking off, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 events in Japan. Here's where Donkel's going down here. Look at this, guys. Brazil. Look at you guys. I didn't know the community had grown that much. I mean, they did just get a battle hardened. I mean, look at why. Holy cow. I wasn't expecting. They just got the game, what? A little over 6 months ago? I mean, I say just got the game, but like officially like a part of the OP program and stuff. Like, you know, a little over a half a year ago. They're doing really good. Let me get caught up on chat. When they get rid of a 90-day experience, that's the real talk. Yeah, we'll save that for another day. I've been practicing Dory into Dromai. It's not great, but improving, that's good. The early Pro Tour suggests there will be a second in 2024. So that's a very interesting point. I have a speculation, and you heard it here first. I think during Worlds, LSS is going to announce $2 million dedicated to the OP program. Currently, it is $1 million dedicated. It's like at the bottom of the here they have $1 million dedicated in 2023 to organize play, right? I think at Worlds they're going to announce this number to be $2 million. Now, where did I come up with that? I didn't just like pull it out of my ass, right? My thought process is the wording in the article for the Pro Tour. I'll explain my argument here. This is my speculation. Okay. There was some wordage. Where was it? I'm looking for it. There was some something that Brian Gottlieb put on Twitter answering somebody's question about them saying even more than ever $200,000 for the Pro Tour. Now, why that's significant is the last Pro Tour was $200,000, but it was $200,000 because they only did one that year. So I think it's going to be $200,000, but there'll be two this year, which is how I kind of came up with. I think they're going to announce the game having the $2 million. I think they're going to double down on the OP program. That's my speculation for the announcement at Worlds. I could be wrong, but that's my guess. That's my guess. Sorry, I got off on a little tangent. Only because I was there. I won 2 in one weekend. Yeah, right. Best player was probably like Damien. Bro. I drew 3 Nimblisms and an Autumn's Touch, bro. I still almost won that game. Pro Tour is like 1 month sooner this year. Yep. And there's Chubsy, Discord Scout. I think there will be 2, for sure. We almost come to Brazil. $120 ProQuest for Brazil popping off. Oh man, $120 for ProQuest. Holy cow. Peter, you don't know if you want to go to South America. Why not? It's just like North America. It's just south. Horror stories in South America, obviously. So, yep. Brazil is beautiful. So, same reason I won't go to the U.S. Dang! Oh, shit. That was a good one. Oh, that was a good one. Yeah, not a very good argument when the Pro Tour's in LA. Not, I hate to. He got us on that one. He got us. Yeah, I think it is Brian's Twitter. I can handle Brazil. I just don't trust the U.S. Yeah. Yeah, it was Brian's non-answer to the question. He said, yeah, Brian said that that's all he has, but he gave a text box, and in that text box, I don't know where he derived it from, but the way it was worded. Is that him? That is not him. I'm not going to search for it. Could have said no if they were just no. Yeah. Yep. South North America. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. But that's my guess. That is my guess on. I think they're going to double down on this this investment into the OP program, and they're going to announce it at Worlds. Make it $2 million. Pro Tour Nathan's house due to internet. Hang on 1 second. Let me see if I can get it. I got it. I got it, chat. Okay. This is what I was referring to. Thanks for the assist, Kyle. Okay. Hopefully everybody can see that. Okay. So this is the wording that made me think, right? Where was it in this wording? This is exactly what we just read. Am I maybe I'm see this bigger and better with 200K on the line. This is what I was referring to was what Hayden, I don't know where Hayden read this part, the bigger and better. But this is what I was going off. This part right here. Hayden said that he read bigger and better. But the last one was 200K. So the only way that the Pro Tour could be bigger and better and at 200,000 is if there was two of them. That would be a double down effectively. If I had to guess. Yep, basically that. Could be. But if there is any validity behind it, it kind of makes sense because James White in his recent interviews did say that he had a huge announcement for Worlds, which, I mean, let's be honest, there's always going to be some type of announcement at Worlds to create hype, to get people to go. You know, it's in the original tweet. Oh, yeah, it is. Scrolling up solves everything. Yep, bigger and better with $200,000 on the line. That means there has to be two at $200,000. It just has to. It has to. I can check the math on the abacus if you guys want to. But I think that's my guess. We'll put that one in our pocket and we'll see. We'll see. When in doubt, scroll up. Scroll up. Why am I hitting F5? What did you do? What did you do? Can we get a CardGuyz brand abacus life counter? Yeah, and for an extra $10, you can get it signed by Brian Gottlieb. Maybe. I gotta ask him first, but would be really cool to see the stats on the game's growth. If they're going to increase the pro scene, then it has to be because of more players. I do agree. 100% agree. The question is like, I don't know. I just want them to do whatever they can and like afford it, right? Like that's the number one thing. You know, I would love more support. Who wouldn't, right? If you're actively playing in the game, but at the same time, you don't want them to like, you know, risk the game by doubling down. But I mean, they know enough to make those decisions. So if they're going to double down, they can obviously do it. Has LSS ever given us player numbers? Not specific numbers. They've given us like ratios and percentages and stuff like that. They were talking about it a couple months ago, and Brian was like rattling off some numbers about growth and stuff like that. And I specifically asked in a Twitter reply, basically, are those like just unique gym IDs, or is there some type of measurement to incorporate activity behind the new player, right, or current player? And he said that activity was factored in, so that's good. Just because there's a new gym ID doesn't mean that person's actually playing the game. It could have been somebody that showed up to one armory and never touched it again, right? But like, there's a very easy way to kind of there's a very easy way to this isn't like a perfect way, right? But you can go to 90-day experience, come up with a number that you think is like okay to show that somebody is active, right? Let's say let's say a active player goes to one armory every other week. Okay? Like that's pretty active, right? It's not a grinder, but like, they're actively playing the game. And so with that being said, so one every 2 weeks, and then in 90 days you have roughly 13 weeks. $14 weeks, 14 point something weeks, for 90 days. Yeah, it's about 21. It'd be about 13 weeks. 13 weeks, one every 2 weeks. So they should have roughly one armory every two. So divided by that'd be 6.5 armories per 90 days. And then you come up with like, say, one win per armory, right? Because some are smaller, some are bigger. So that would be 3 experience per armory. That'd be times 6.5. That'd be like, if you have 18 experience in 90 day, I would say you're active. I think 60 is too high, Peter, right? I think 18 XP in 90 day literally means you're an active player, right? Because it only measures wins, right? I can't stand seeing unread notifications. Oh, man. Now I'm just going to leave it there. I'm just going to leave it there. I could click on this, Peter, but I'm not going to. Or not Peter, Noah. I'm not going to click on it. I'm not going to click on it. I'm just going to leave it there. Just for you. So we could go down, and I could meet you at the middle, maybe like, not exactly at the middle, but like 25 to 30 XP. I think you're an active player. Like, you've played a few armories, you've won some, or you've went to a big event and won a few matches. Like, I don't think you need a whole bunch of XP to be considered. It's growing, Noah. It's growing. Oh, man. I'm just going to read chat while we scroll. Let's see. It's actually crazy how a 3K XP needed like 500 XP. Yeah. No. To grind the XP leaderboards is actually insane. Especially in the 90 day. Like, you have to go to an armory almost every day. Or at least like 5 a week. You got to. I think the last time I checked this was about a year ago, and I think it was like 1,300 people. At like, I think I used 50 XP or something. It was like my benchmark for last time. But you can see that we easily have probably 25. I'm not really gonna like keep clicking this and going down, but you can see how far is it gonna go though. Oh, it goes to 50. Holy it went exactly where we wanted to go. Okay, so 5,600 people. Holy shit. Okay, yeah, the game's growing. There's no like it just is. I don't know. I have like 75 XP from one armory a week. I feel like I don't really play it. Yeah, that's why I was saying like one armory every other week. And I would say you're an active player. Like you're invested in the game. You're probably, you know, you probably buy packs. Like you are part of the statistic, right? Love to learn that. Love to learn that. Yeah. I tell you, that's the second time chat has saved the day. Scroll up and hit the side thing. I thought it was going to take us to like 0 and we didn't want to. Like I did see it. I was like, I think that's going to take us to 0. But then I forgot the leaderboard. They like incorporated the cutoffs. And I guess 50 is the cutoff for the XP. Because if we go to like Elo or whatever, it stops at like the top 500 or whatever, I think is what it does. Or no, 1550. Yep. So it doesn't show anybody underneath that. So I guess that's just the new Yo, did you see the new post on Twitter from Brian? He added you. No, you're. Oh, I know what you're doing, Barrow. And I'm smarter than you guys. You want me to check my notifications by telling me that so they get wiped out and Noah doesn't have to watch them. But I'm leaving them there. You can't. You can't convince me like that. I'm 2 steps ahead of you, Vero. You just want me to clear my notifications, so you're telling me that. I can't give Noah that satisfaction of not looking at no notifications. I can't do it. I need somebody else to verify before I click on the notification button. Oh man. Nathan hates. I got you guys. Come on, it's not that easy. Come on now. Think I'm gonna fall for that? I should definitely. All right, I'll check it. Dang it. What what the fuck? Donko is too good. Oh god, they're it's too good. Oh man. Oh, that was worth it. All right. No notification. Oh, well, I can leave that one there. So it's just notifications. Oh man, that was too good. Oh man. That was good stuff. Oh, Donkle. Donkle's the GOAT. I'm telling you, if you're not in the Discord, the evening voice chats, you're missing out. I don't know how else to say it. You're just missing out. You are just missing out. But Noah got his satisfactions. The notifications got cleared. But what about the second tab? No, we're just going to leave it there. We're just going to leave it there. All right. Chat, if you guys are done asking questions or whatever, or talking about anything, we can go to some gameplay. It's up to, I'll leave it up to chat. Chat, do you have any more questions? Anything you want to talk about? I'm open for whatever. Doesn't matter to me. We can just chat. Whatever. If not, if there's nothing in the next 5 minutes or so, we're gonna hop into some Dromai games. You should not come into this Discord. It's see cat. Oh. Gameplay? Gameplay, chat? I'm going to the calling this weekend. I will be there. I will be at the calling 100%. Definitely be there. I'm thinking of running Fi into the PQ season. What's your take on him? I think he's okay. I mean, the Lexi matchup is just not where it should be. I understand the thought process on wanting to run Fi, but I think it's too much of a liability with Lexi going around, if I'm being honest. Depends on your area. Do you have a lot of Dromais in your area? Maybe some Bravos, stuff like that you can pick on. If that's the case, I would bring Fi. But really, that's just a question that you have to answer. How many Lexis are in your local area? If that number is low, bring Fi. You'll be fine. As long as you know the deck, you know your matchups. All right. We'll go ahead and start some gameplay. And okay. We got an Icelander matchup first. Fun stuff. Let's go here. Throw this in for pitch. This is actually kind of good. We take these out. Looks good. Reaper Game Store is trying to do the largest armory on Thursday. Like they're trying to set the record or something? I don't know if you got Vera told me, I think it was yesterday. He said that like there was already like 500 people signed up for this calling. Which is pretty insane. Let me maximize the screen. Okay, so we have an Ice Vein revealing a... There's no reveal. Because they want to limit my ash, I guess, is the thought process. I hope they do. What's like the current record? Like, are we competing with the Philippines? No reveal. We need some ash. You could blow this up with a an Aether Hail or Ice Bolt. Yep, we don't care about that. Can you freeze an ally or an ally that's already attacking? How does the interaction work? Who did he target? It doesn't show a target. I guess we pay it. I mean, I don't know what he's trying to freeze. It doesn't say in chat. It just says resolving cold snap. And I don't know how that. I'm gonna. This could cost me 1 life, but I'm gonna go ahead and prevent from being freezed or frozen. I should have furnaced actually. That's my fault. Already one mistake in the bag. But it revolved around it not giving the information of what the target was. Did he even target my arsenal? I that's not there. I have no clue. Freezed. Roll Tide. Roll Tide. Sink below 2 to go with it. Blizzard. Sure. Does this mean I still get a card? Bro. There's no way I drew that card, bro. There's actually no way I drew that card. I don't want this card in Arsenal. Fuck. We can't put that in Arsenal. That's a death sentence. And we draw the blue, which would have bailed us out, but I didn't want to run the risk, unfortunately. I'm assuming this is that mirror guy, right? Yep, mirror guy was the chosen target. I think he cannot freeze an already attacking dragon. I'm pretty sure that's the ruling. Yeah, I should have furnaced. I couldn't furnace at the end there because I had 2 frostbites and only 1 floating. So that was not an option. And then we're peeking here so we can use this opportunity to gain ash. We can go ahead and I really want to play this, but that can't be right. That cannot be right. This is a tough one. We want to give the Kylori to go again, which means we have to play a red. I don't want to go to 0 Ash with an Ubia. That just doesn't make sense. So I think we're just going to play with go again. Which is, if he gives us a Frostbite here, which he most likely will, this is going to not allow us to play the passing, but that's okay. This isn't a bad scenario either. If he pops here, it's very likely that he will. Or that works out really well. So then we just play this. Call it a day. And now we just wait on good old Thamai. Okay, so he revealed a... What did he reveal? No fuse? What's happening? If it's no fuse, I don't care. Sure. Oh, it was at the Kylori. That's okay. Makes perfect sense. Yeah, swinging the Kylori was kind of greedy, but is it the worst if that passing ends up in the arsenal, Noah? I mean, I do agree with what you're saying. I was just curious if... Have we seen a popper in this deck yet? We have not. It has no Phantasm, and it can't get killed by random arcanes. This is guaranteed. Okay, there's an interaction here. Does it matter? It doesn't matter with this situation because we don't have board established to do the Frostbite trick. So in that event, we just need to pitch this to go ahead and Furnace. Just for the Ash, and then we'll Arsenal the Rake. I think that's decent. Running Remembrance just as an extra pitch card. It's not actually for... He's really focusing on my dragons. It's a pretty good one. He's going to double pitch ice probably, though. If I had to guess, that's one. There's two. Another card in hand, though. Is there any way that we could actually fight through this Channel Lake with this on-hit effect, right? So let's assume we take the damage and we have to just yeet a card, right? Can we even play tome? And if we can, like, what are we actually accomplishing with it is the real question. And I don't think the answer is really anything. So with that being said, I think we have to just abandon the hand because we assume he's keeping this channel out. Could have done 2 furnace. That still only stops 2. So it's the same whether I do the furnace trick or not. Should have done that math first though. Just trying to wait till this thing goes. Whoa. Whoa. We need to place the 1 cost first to preload the furnace for any disruption. So with that being said, we either play the rake or the Kyloria, probably the rake. No shot. He has the card. I guess at 3 Ash, I probably would rather keep the Kyloria with the passing on the board. If I'm being 100% honest, because he's going to tunic counter Waning Moon and we can't furnace here. But if we were to furnace in that situation, he would have did the Waning Moon in response. So it didn't really matter. It's not. It's just, did we want to keep this card in our hand or did we want to get Ash for it is the question. And I guess we can actually just pitch and gain 1 life without furnace. So I think that's the furnacing there in that spot is 100% wrong. I'd like to keep the Kyloria, but I'll take a life. Sure. Seeing a lot of poppers just in a row. TheCardGuyz kind of. We cannot give them eye like that. I can't believe I blocked with the eye like that. That's actually insane. Yep, that was bad, Noah. I can't just throw away the mine. That was a throw. Okay, and we know we have channel on the board, so we need to try to push as much as we possibly can. Yeah, I think I threw on the Thermi block. Yep. Yep. That was not optimal play. Do not write that down. Don't do it. Now, how do we get as much as we can on the board before? Okay, we let the frostbite resolve. Then we do that on the stack to gain 2 resources while wiping out the frostbite. Get the 3 damage in. Yep, we threw on. I mean, maybe we redeem ourselves. I don't. Oh god. We play pitch, then we put 2 into the pitch zone, so that's 3 reds. We activate furnace, which will net 2, and we could play the Thermi. No blocks. He said, I swear to God, if you make the same mistake. Okay. Cost 2, gains 3. I was trying to keep the other one, but I guess it's not going to happen. We still play it, but... Yeah, I think we threw on the Thermi block. 100%. 100% lost on that one for sure. That was my fault. Sure. Yeah, Scar does not have go again, buddy. Hate to be the one to tell you that. What's happened? Icelander in the tank. Okay, so we're doing this into the scar because he gave us that information. And he's going to scar into the thumai. That's pretty safe to assume. I would hope. So, with that being said, does he have the third channel lake is the question. Oh, wait, no. Nope. Hit the space bar one too many times. This is why nobody plays Dromai. Nobody wants to click on this shit. With this many chromai, we don't even need a red to force his whole hand. Yeah, we literally can just keep gaining action points and get his whole hand without presenting any. I don't know if keeping Furnace back is worth it there. I'm not entirely sure. I think that block was fine. Me personally. Bolt's going at me. We got there, chat. We threw the game, but we got there. He didn't have the kill. We left one floating to cover the frostbite to keep jabbing with the chrome eyes if we needed to. I don't think we deserved to win that one, but we did nonetheless. Chat, give me 2 seconds. I will be right back. Okay. So recap, in case you missed it. Horrible blocking with the mine. Definitely shouldn't have done that, but we did get the dub regardless. Don't think we deserve it though. Kind of lucked out on that one. Another Icelander. See, we get to do it again. We get to try again. Practice make a perfect. Practice make a perfect. Let me write that down. Don't block with the my. Okay. Turn 0 and CDH chill. That's cool. This probably gets popped, but that's okay. Oh, it doesn't. I like that. We have decent amount of yeah, we don't care about any of that. I mean, is this rake worth 3 damage? Probably not. We could stop all though. Waning Moon. I don't think it is. I think rake is worth more than that. Dark Odious, would you have Furnace there to stop the AB3? Let me know. Oh yeah, good point. They'll just respond. Yep. So I did good. I did good, Yum. I did real good. Redemption. What just happened? Okay. I don't know if going to 0 ash versus keeping the rabble is worth there. Not entirely sure, but the Thamad demands a response. We can't attack with Thamad because we don't want to risk it. See how good Thamai is? It just buys tempo. Why would somebody ever block a CNC with Thamai? Jeez. People just don't know what they're doing. I think I like laying down the EV here. Could be just greedy though. We already have a rake in arsenal. We don't need it. Be better. Be better. Let's play. My mouse is bugging out. Let's just rip the ender. See what happens. We don't need to play it this turn. Or we will. I thought they were. See, it doesn't tell me what the target is for cold snap, so I can't realize which one I need to be doing. It says freeze a card in arsenal or an ally they control. So they have to pick one. And what I'm saying is Tower Shard doesn't tell me what they've picked. It just... Or is that how the card resolves? Do I have to decide and then they get to do whatever they want? They don't have to tell me? That's insane. I didn't know that card worked that way. Yeah, it says target hero pays X. If they don't, you get to pick. Okay. That's pretty cool. I did not know that. They pick on resolution. No wonder it's so difficult to play around. Who knew? Sure. You got it, boss. Yep. Okay, you decide. Yep. Lead with that one because it's a Phantasm. Then we'll lead with the babies after that. And then probably... Yeah, okay. So say probably hold the Rocky back. I do like this hand. This hand does things. If he aims it at me, he handles all of my ash problems. He did not. I think I'm going to take this and then use the extra card to power through any disruption. Go ahead and Lost in Thought here. Trying to rip a popper. Get a little bit of damage in. Yep, we ripped the popper and go in Furnace. Okay, so in that event, we'll just poke with the Indra. And then Arsenal this one. We have Ash back up. We didn't really take any damage in that turn cycle, which is pretty good. We did give a Ponder, though, so if he can, like, Wounded Bull us or something, it can be pretty rough. We did take some damage this turn cycle. Yes. Okay. We need to play our arsenal. So number one priority is to play this. We can't, though. So then that makes the number one priority to play this so this can go in that spot. So we're going to go here and pitch here and here. and then just pass. And get that in Arsenal as a priority. You don't like Lost in Thought in this one? I know giving Ponders is bad, but like ripping their one popper is, you don't think it's worth it? I guess, yeah, you're spending 2 cards to get their card that they have to give you unless they want to take a... Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay, so we have double ice, so this is not going away. We'll go ahead and steal some tempo here. Yeah, I agree. It's not worth it. You're right. You're right. I agree. What's the target? So this can't target a dragon. It has to target a hero, which means instead of paying the Insidious Chill here, what we can do is just... Oh, we can't even play the same cover, so I take that back. So if he does that, he just gets the card fair and square. Pretty good play on his end, though. It gets this card off the Insidious Chill, and then I take damage off the Frost Hex. So it do be like that. We can't Furnace here because it costs 2 because of Channel Leak, so it do just be like that. We're leaking, boys. We do have hella board state, though. Once we actually go. Can't nothing stop. But, oh, shit. Well, let's think here. We don't touch either one of these because they're essentially the same card. They're going to let us pay. What are they fused with? An Aether Hail. Okay, so we can play around that. He takes one of those, which is good for our next turn because they both solve the same problem. The Maya's in play, so we can't play the Aether Hail. It's not a concern. So we'll go ahead and swing it to threaten the card draw. Has no Phantasm due to the Mirror Guy. And then we'll sing an ash wing. That way we lose the minimum, right? And I'll risk a Yindra. I won't risk the other two. I think he's very inclined to maybe take this one in thoughts that we might attack with the other two, but we'll take this situation. Wow. Yes, sir. Do we play the other one just as a like safety net? Right? Because if I furnace here, we go up to 3 resources, we can play this and then pitch through the frostbite here. But that kind of loses us a card. Whereas if we just jam the tome here, it guarantees it. And it, yeah, I think we just do this to play both. No. No, 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 no. Chat, that did not just happen. I ripped 2 blues, which forces me to pitch the Dominia, bro. Oh my god. There's what? Bro. Somebody do the hypergeometric on that. Draw 2 blues. Oh, and I ran into the Aether Hell because I'm tilted as fucking hell right now. Oh, God. There's no way, bro. Like, 1 blue, it's fine. That's the whole reason, like, Kylor is there. Is like, you just get rid of the Kylori and, like, you're fine. But double blue. I only run literally 5 blues. Literally. And we already saw what we just pitched a passing the last turn. So we literally only had 4. And because that, I'm not gonna lie, that tilted the shit out of me. So I literally ran into the card that I knew was just sitting right there waiting for me. Yeah. Yeah, I would love to AB with the Ash Wings. Why not? We're not doing anything else. Jeez, man. There's no shot that just happened. There's no shot, bro. That really just happened, bro. Double blue. If I planned around 1 blue, I like had a backup plan. Like we're good, bro. How many Ash Wings we got? 3, so we can cover this up. Bro. Ripperoni, bro. Oh, that's so bad. What did you fuse with? I should have looked. Polar Blast. Okay. Jeez. Oh, man. I guess the card is bounced, Jet. I guess the card is balanced. Yeah, we know that's a Polar Blast, which I would like to keep the Snatch, but we knew it wasn't going to happen. So we could just run this and then keep going down until we could play this. And then we have redundancy. Oh, man, bro. I saw the double blue. I said it can't be true. It can't be true. That's what I get for blocking with the Mound CNC. It's what I get, chat. It's what I get. Oh, man. What a day. Bro. It had to be the right play to play the second tone. Was it greedy? I mean, there's no shot, bro. That had to be the right play to play that tone. Had to. Okay, we have 2 action points, so we can just keep swinging. I knew it was correct. Like, I planned around 1. It's just, it doesn't change how much it sucks. I guess because we have this, it was probably safe to swing that with that mirror guy and get 2 damage in. I see the argument. Assuming that's going into mirror guy, chroma, sure. It was the right play if you had no chance to miss, but with so many blues, you had like 4 blues? Is that so many? I only run 5 in the list. 5 out of 60 cards. And I pitched 1 the turn before. So there was only 4 possible hits out of like 50 cards. If there was a way to play Dominion, keep the second tome in Arsenal through the Frostbite, I would have done that. But I did the math and there was no way to. What did he even do? Oh, he did a brain freeze? Cool. Sure. We know this is an ice bolt. We already have one. We don't need another. Let's just go ahead and... If it's frozen, does it have text? Like, is this gonna not give you Derived Phantasm? That's true. The remembrances are misses as well. But we had also drawn one of those before. So there's also only one of those. So 5 total hits out of 50 cards, and we drew 2. We drew 2 of 5 and 50. That is just means can't attack. Okay, so we're good. So that means we go ahead and yeeteth. Plater activated, yep. Unreal, bro. Double blue. Gonna pop an Ashwing? No? We getting damage? Channel Lake Frigid. Two and 5 out of 50 is 0.8% chance. Unreal. Unreal. We'll play this. Let him do his thing. Yep. Let the frostbite resolve, then activate furnace. Gaining the 2. Okay, we get 2 good swings here, so let's make them count. We can go. I really don't want Chroma to get popped, so we'll go Chroma into Yindarai, since we only got 2 swings. That's a good 6 damage presented through Channel Lake. Not the worst. Could have a popper here, but what that I don't mind getting a popper here because it means there's not 8 damage flying at me. So good time to draw that. Okay. No, for sure we're doing that. The question is, do we give a second? What's the difference between 10 and or 11? No, it would be 10 or 12. What's the difference between being 10 or 12? 10 or 12. No sand cover. We had to discard it. We have 1 more in the deck. He's at very low life. Could jab with just jab with Chroma because this is going to be out. Okay. That's fine as long as he can't ice vein double pitch here. Okay, so no double pitch. That's really good. The bad thing is this hand doesn't block very well. We can't get around to that. Oh, it's... Oh, no. I don't think it changes the play, because if we hang on to this, we're safe from, like, other stuff, so... There's an argument to be had to block with the Lost in Thought as well, but my intentions are to get rid of Lost in Thought in the tome. So I can hang on to this, is my thought process. Bro, you gotta be kidding me. Let's think here, though. Because there's a situation where we let this frostbite resolve. We can let this frostbite resolve, right? Get 2 in the pitch zone. No, that defeats the whole purpose of furnacing. So we need to do it after we pitch those 2. We'll have 2 resources. And the frostbite, that'll give us 3 resources. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So we just let that resolve. And then we furnace after. After the tome part. Okay. So to activate furnace, we have to pay 3 resources. So we have to give up 1 of these. Okay. And we basically get back 3 resources, but then we paid through the frostbite. So it's effectively gaining 1 resource. The other alternative is we really just need to pressure this channel. We need to get the hand here is what we need to do. So if there's a way that we can do that, that would be fantastic. So one way that we could possibly do that, we could push 4, 3, 2, that's 5, 9, 12. Is 12 enough? I don't think 12 is enough. I think that the Mai is the play. This is tough. Because we can Rabble, go down to 0, activate Furnace, pitch both, and then attack with like most everything. Not everything, but most. But I think that the Mai is the safer play. So let's activate Furnace. This feels wrong. This feels wrong because it is wrong. But I don't know. He has the perfect counter to it. It does have go again at least. So it is costing him his Channel Link Frigid. We take that. Oh my god, bro. These blues. Oh, chat. Literally killing me, bro. I was watching stuff about Active 90 XP. Mine's definitely down around 30 to 40 cents. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think 80 is like the measurement for an active player. Like, I don't even know what mine is, but it can't be that high. I'm gonna make you move before I move. This rabble, it would have done been game if there wasn't a blue on top. Okay, so what kills us here? We have perfect, almost perfect information except for the arsenal. So let's say worst case scenario on the arsenal is Emeritus, which is 4 damage. He doesn't have nodes, so it's 5, 9, and then he cannot Waning Moon as well. So it's just 9 damage. So worst case scenario here is 9 damage. So if the worst case scenario is 9 damage, you AB1 pay the discard on here. And then play that. And you... No, because when we play that, we die. If it is. Okay, so it is just by the hand. But we don't have lethal if we hold Snatch, right? Because... Oh, yeah, Rabble hasn't been blocked. You're right. So we just... we original plan. We AB1. We discard. Holding the Snatch. If he sends the Emeritus, we AB1, survive at 1. He dies. If he doesn't send it, we get the card from hand and kill him with Snatch. Yeah. We have 2 action points, but we're worried about pop. Yeah, you're right. No, we should have sent Snatch. So now we just Furnace. And AB2. Because he doesn't have a hand? Yep, we live at 1. And then he dies from Rebel. We got there. It was close by an inch, but we got there. We got there. Okay. That was exhilarating, and we didn't just throw. We could have played a little bit cleaner. I think there was 1 or 2 spots where we definitely could have improved, but we didn't like hard throw by blocking the CNC with the Thamai. And the tome, right? We drew the double blue, and we still got there. Yeah. So, and yeah, could have been done. Yeah, 100%. If he had Tunic there, we lose. Like it's not even close. But at the same time, that tome play literally, the tome's what cost us the game. Drawing the double blue, and I mean, it literally costed us a Dominia with no Phantasm is what that double blue costs us, which is absolutely massive. So with that being said, I'm just going to open up the floor for any questions, discussion, anything chat has. Let's chat about it. I'm done with games for the night. I'll go another 10, 15 minutes as long as you guys want to talk. Yeah, because I have to get some stuff ready for tomorrow so I can get ready for the trip to Dallas and get that going. But I'll have it written down in my notebook. Don't block CNC with Thamai against Icelander. You lost like 3 value every turn to bad decision. Okay, you have to break that down for me in the Discord in a second. I'd love to hear why. 3 value every turn to bad decision. I'm gonna have to rewatch it. And see. Sorry, Justin, you just missed me. I've been going 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours. Average of 3. Oh, okay. Don't worry, listen. Oh, loses 1 point of value every turn. Pretty hits with a prox. Oh, you're right, Justin. You're right. You got me. You trying to get in both of your games and you let an ice hero beat you both times? What does that say about you? I'm just saying. You let an ice hero beat you. All right, chat. If that's all you guys got, I'm going to sign off. If there's no questions, comments. Talk about how much value I gained or lost. It's not that good. Oh. You had Elsa ready both times. That's fine. All right, everybody. Well, I really do appreciate everybody joining me. I will be at Dallas. I hope you will be as well. And if you see me, please say hey. I always enjoy those in-person conversations and getting to put a face on a name. But, you know, I will see everybody in Dallas. And if I don't see everybody there, good luck to everybody at their ProQuest. They are starting I'm 99% sure I'm playing Dromai in Dallas, but obviously I need a little bit of work. A little bit of work. To be honest, the Icelander matchup is what I've played the least out of like the harder matchups. So, you know. I'll end with this. Noah, you'll be proud of me. We recorded something for LSS that involved me playing Dromai, and I did really good. It'll be available in a week or two. And I I won a matchup I wasn't supposed to win, you know, kind of thing. So I played it really well. I thought anyway. I'm sure you can pick apart one or two things, maybe 13 or 14 things, but you know. I will see everybody at Dallas, and I will catch you guys later. Take care and see you next week. Good luck at ProQuest season or Dallas, whichever one happens first for everybody. Please don't talk to Prodigy. You guys just love each other. Noah and Prodigy, I tell you what. He will undo all the hard work in the pig. Well, what is the hard work been good for if I'm losing 3 value every turn? It sounds like Prodigy can't make it any worse. Oh, shots fired. Oh. A PTI event. Hey, a PTI event gets a PTI. Oh. PTI is worth like $600. We count those. All right, everybody. Take care. Thanks for joining me. Really do appreciate everybody